Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon, here on Squidcraft, Liara's patron server. So last episode we went and built up a small little statue garden, as well as 2 more greenhouses for growing some crops, and since then we have gotten quite a bit more done. As you can see behind me there are a lot more trees on that island over there. We still have quite a few more to go, as you can see. But I do have a few more projects that I want to get done first. And one of those is to deal with the ends of these 2 roads here. So as you can see, this path here has a break in it that crosses the void, and the road here goes all the way to the edge of the island. So what I want to do is I want to go and put some bridges on the ends of these. And I think we are going to start with the pathway here. So what I'm thinking for this pathway is we're just going to have a simple little bridge out of endstone bricks. And this is actually going to be a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, because this isn't a straight path all the way over. And this is just going to kind of twist over until we reach the side here. I think I'm probably going to clean up the corners there, because this is only going to be the side of the bridge. The actual interior part of the bridge, I think I want to do dark oak planks, mostly because I've got a lot of dark oak, and I think that will look pretty good, mostly because the dark oak will contrast quite a bit with the endstone bricks, and also kind of mix in quite nicely with the darker tones in the path. Now I do have to figure out how I want to kind of anchor this to the edge of the island, because as you can see, it's very much a steep drop off. So that makes it a little easier for trying to figure out how this is supposed to be anchored, but at the same time it does complicate things a little bit, as we need to figure out how to connect the bridge to the island. And quite honestly, I don't really want to go try and build down in a water stream again. I've done that quite a bit, trying to put tree roots around here, and I don't really feel like doing much more of that. So it may just be floating like this. I may figure out some sort of anchor points for how to anchor on top. But I think that this will work pretty well for a simple little bridge to cross this gap, because the way these islands are formed makes it looks like there really needed to be something to cross this little section, as the rest of the island loops up and around in almost a complete circle. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like how that looks. This would actually make for a cool pathway just on its own. I think what we're gonna do is, I was originally thinking endstone bricks, but I'm thinking maybe endstone brick walls instead along the side. Although, with how curved this is, I don't think it will look good. So we'll just stick with the bricks for now. And those will basically provide a wall, so it's a little bit harder to fall off of this very, very janky bridge. Now, for side decoration, I think I want to put end rods here. That will provide some light, and also it's kind of look like pillars. So I will just have a couple of those around here, and I think we'll have those connect to another row of endstone bricks, such that those look like they are the supports for the bridge. And we will need to anchor that somehow, so let's just bring that down in a diagonal, I guess. That might work. You know what? I kind of actually like that. That doesn't look half bad, I don't think. Let's get the rest of the bridge in, and then we can decide for certain. And there we go. We can kind of see it from over here. I did shift some of the end rods around, and I think it looks okay. I don't really know how to build bridges. Most of the ones I built are small and just to cross small little rivers. I may bring some of the endstone down on this side to kind of connect it better to the side, but I don't think it's that bad. It does connect our paths here, so we have a bit of a shortcut across the island. And now I guess all we have left is this one here. Now this bridge is not going to reach all the way to that island. I don't plan to have it span this entire gap. It's only going to look like it's going to. And I don't really want to have to do anything with that island right now, or really ever. But what I think we're going to do is we'll have this roadway of, which one of these? Tiles. That's what these are. Deep slate tiles. That will extend for a bit. Near the edge, I will start putting in a little bit of cobble, or cobbled deep slate rather. For some reason, I keep wanting to say the stone versions of these blocks, not the deep slate ones. But the cobbled deep slate is there just to kind of show that it's a little bit more worn, and it will help with the effect that this bridge is a little bit broken, so that there used to be a bridge all the way to that island, but with time it has broken and most of it has fallen into the void. So it's a little difficult to try and make a jagged pattern at the end of a 3-wide area, but hopefully this should work. But with the roadway in, the next thing we have to do is get the supports in. Now this one we can't get away with putting the supports above the bridge, because that would create a bit of a different shatter pattern at the end. But what we're going to do is we're going to have this be like this was one big long arch all the way across. So we're going to hop down here, and I think we can get away with putting, yes, good. So we're just going to have stone bricks down here for making up the arch. And I'm going to have to bridge out over the void to get the other side here. But anyway, that's just going to arch all the way out to the end. And hopefully that should work quite well and give this at least some illusion of being supported. All right. And there we go. We have pretty much an entire bridge there. Or, well, part of one. Now, I did decide to fill in the sides here with the stone bricks and a few of the chiseled stone bricks just for a little bit more detail. And I brought up the sides here to be the same level as the road. Now these walls are here for safety, because this bridge would have had walls when it was actually functional. And I think I'm going to put lanterns on there just to add some light onto the bridge. And actually, I really like how that turned out there. I think that'll be really good. But with that done, that finishes up the pathways around the base completely, which leaves only a few more things left to do. Now we obviously have a lot of trees left, got a little bit more moss to place in, but I think the next thing that we have is to put in this back wall here, which is basically going to be the same as the front wall, except the gate that goes here is not going to have a fish tank in it. I don't really feel like getting fish to put in it, so it'll just be a plain gateway with a closed gate because there's nothing beyond here. It's just a back entrance to the garden that could in theory be entered, but is not going to be open. So I guess I got that to go get in place, and then I will be back. Alright, so the wall and the main part of the gate is done. Just need to get the details in, and I think to set this apart from the one in the front, we're going to use polished basalt for our pillars instead of quartz, and dark oak fences instead of birch. I think that should help distinguish these pretty easily. I'm still going to have the polished basalt on the inside, and I am quite happy with this. I think this will be a very nice way to set off the end of the base, and also easier than trying to feather out the moss and the grass to kind of blend it back into the regular end. And we aren't going to do anything out here. This is outside the base. Technically, these are actually a couple blocks outside where I'd planned, but it's fine. Now with the outside decoration in, all we have to do is just add in the gates, and what we're going to have is this is going to be closed, except right here in the center, I think I want to put a couple fence gates if we can avoid the Enderman. Anyway, as I was saying, what we're going to have is we're going to have a pair of fence gates in here, just so you can actually get out through the gate, and we'll have the gate there on the other side here as well. Now there is one more piece to this wall still to do, and that is right over here where it intersects with the river. So what we're going to have is we're just going to use a few stone bricks. We're going to use some mossy versions as well. Let's not lose our bricks there. And we are just going to build up a little pass through for the water. Doesn't need to be that big. Just like so. Put the birch logs on top of it, and we will have a grate stretching across the end there. And I think that should add some nice detail to there and add a little bit of realism to the wall. And there we go. That is one fully completed wall stretching all along the back side of the base. So now we just have one more project other than all of the trees, and the base will be complete. Alright, so there is one final build that I want to put out here, and that is a small little diner. Now, this is just going to be a simple little shape. We're going to do it mostly out of iron blocks, because those will give a nice shine in RTX. That is supposed to be up another block, and I think that this will turn out quite nicely. Now, as you can see, it's a 13 by 6 area, and that will be just enough for us to put a couple little booths in the window here, as well as a nice big counter. But the first thing we need is we need to get in this floor. Now what I'm thinking is we're going to use some polished granite and polished diorite primarily for the floor. We're just going to do a little checkerboard pattern. But we're going to mix in a little bit of wax, unoxidized copper, and some calcite to make the floor look a little bit more worn in some places, because the copper is just about the same color as the granite, and the calcite is fairly similar in texture to the diorite, but both of them are just a little bit shinier than the other. So I'm gonna go get these in, and I will also get the wall in as well, and then I will be right back. Alright, so now the main outer structure of the building is complete, and now we just have to get the interior here in. So what we're going to do for the booths is we're going to have some oak planks, and we'll do slabs like so. Make a table out of fence posts and weighted pressure plates, and we're basically going to do the same thing again right next to it. This should give us a little bit of a look like we have some booths. I might go grab some mini blocks to stick in here so that they actually have cushions that you can sit on. But we also need to get the counter here in, which is going to run there. And along the sides, we'll cover it with some spruce trap doors. Now, we don't exactly have enough space to put in any stools at the counter, or really anything on it. We'll have a trapdoor there to allow you to go back, even though you can just jump over there. And now for the lighting, I'm gonna have end rods as kind of little strip lights. Since this is an even build, we'll put 2 sets on each end over on the front part of the center bits, and we'll have one single one right here in the middle on the back part of it. Now I think I might have some glass mini blocks, but not mistaken, white looks best for these, and I don't think I have any white glass. So I think we may just leave that as it is. I think I have blue or purple or something like that. So I may put those in. But I think that that is gonna be pretty good. It's not supposed to be a super fancy diner. It's supposed to be one of those old roadside ones. And I think for a small little build, I think it's not too bad. But I think that with that, that is just about it for this base. We have all of the trees in now, with some help thanks to Bluish Sunflower, one of our other server mates, who came by and helped us clear out and put the leaves on the jungle trees for some of the last few islands. And I am really happy with this. I think for what I've kept track of and counted, there's at least 1,000 trees around here. I would even go so far as to say as the number is upwards of 5,000, but 3,000 would be my best guess. Regardless, it's a lot of trees. And what we're gonna do is we are gonna drop off the last of our stuff in our storage system, and we are gonna go and put our armor and stuff on this little armor stand. We'll stick our tools and stuff in the chest. And so with that taken care of, I think I'm gonna leave you all with a few flyovers of the area. I've already gone and put the contents of my ender chest and all of my terraforming shulkers in my house. And so I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.